We learned today of the death of Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah.
What do you think about Haskin?
This is us. Going to college here.
Quarterback standout at Ohio State, 24 years old, drafted by the Washington Commanders, who had found a new home in Pittsburgh with the Steelers, died this morning in South Florida.
The Florida Highway Patrol says a 24-year-old was hit by a dump truck while crossing this stretch of I-595 in Fort Lauderdale around 7 this morning. Officers saying it's not known why Haskins was walking on the highway. Haskins had joined his teammates in South Florida to train. Today, head coach Mike Tomlin saying in a statement, "I'm devastated. Haskins quickly became a part of our Steelers family and was one of our hardest workers." Teammate TJ Watt tweeting, "Haskins was always making people smile, never taking life for granted."
Dwayne Haskins was 24 years old.
Early Saturday morning, we learned of this tragedy. Unfortunately, one Hall of Famer went a different route.
Well, you know, Dan, I hate anytime anybody is killed or anybody dies. But he was a guy that was living to be dead, so to speak.
The voice you hear is Gil Brandt, who served as VP of player personnel for the Cowboys from 1960 to 1989.
You know, they told him, don't under any circumstances leave school early. You just don't have the work habits, you don't have this, you don't have that. What did he do? Left school early. I think anytime anybody dies is tragic. And especially when you're 24 years old and you got your whole life ahead of you. You know, maybe if he'd have stayed in school a year, he wouldn't do silly things. I mean, when you're jogging on a highway, you know, on a road like that, that leaves it open because I tell you, guy has 2 drinks and he's just a little bit to the right side of the road and gets hit and killed. It's easy to happen.
Then there was this tweet from Adam Schefter. The ESPN media guy deleted it, rewrote it, then posted another. Though Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson went one route with his account, many called it spot on. Ex-Cowboys receiver Dez Bryant went another.
When we talking athletes, it's always going to be a serious matter with me because of the that I know that we go through. That Adam Schefter said, that Gil Brandt said, that's why I don't love it. That's why I chose the path that I chose. Can I still play? You right. But I don't love it. I hate how we mistreated. I hate it. And I hate that. What I really hate the most is some of you athletes who see that don't even speak up.
Former Ohio State quarterback Cardell Jones voiced his displeasure with Adam Schefter. How about Dwayne Haskins, son, husband, Buckeye brother, friend, beloved teammate, has passed away. TF, his career ups and downs have to do with him unfortunately losing his life. STFU. Let his family and friends grieve instead of throwing shade, praying for the Haskins family. Truly, as Josina Anderson put it rather simply, Dwayne Haskins' family deserves an apology. They don't need to hear about his professional struggles on the same morning of his untimely death. Exactly. The fact is, Adam Schefter has continuously dropped the ball on more than just guy signs here and gets traded there. Schefter's been accused on several occasions of allegedly doing an agent's work for them in generating buzz around their client. Last year, during the John Gruden email leaks, it was revealed that in 2011, he handed a story over to then Washington GM Bruce Allen, whom he referred to as Mr. Editor, so that the team executive could look it over before Schefter published. In October, Schefter suffered another journalistic setback that saw him make 2 half-assed apology attempts for his indefensible reporting of the Dalvin Cook lawsuit. Schefter appeared to have carried water for a person about to be publicly outed over DA charges and looked terrible for it. Just weeks ago, Schefter once again stepped in it when a grand jury declined to bring criminal charges against Deshaun Watson over various essay allegations, and he referred to it as the truth coming out, even though a grand jury doesn't decide guilt or innocence. He later apologized for the framing, saying that it was poorly worded and meant to illustrate the defense's strategy. In spite of all of this, Schefter remains valuable enough to ESPN that they re-signed him to a lucrative extension last month. Back to Brandt. Cam Hayward tweeted at him, "I do not know, or will assume to, but please don't speak on my friend. He will be missed, and your words are disgraceful. We are all hurting right now." As Yahoo wrote, since leaving the Cowboys, Brandt has often worked as one of the media's most prominent draft analysts. He joined NFL.com at its launch in 1995 and still writes there now, though he may have already written his last word for the league's website after this interview. After seeing the backlash, which was plenty, Brandt finally responded. "This morning, while learning of Dwayne Haskins' passing, I reacted carelessly and insensitively on a radio interview," Brandt tweeted. "I want to apologize to Mr. Haskins' family and anyone who heard my poor choice of words. I truly apologize. My heart goes out to his family at this difficult time." Normally, when an athlete dies young, there's a tendency to talk about how good or impactful he or she was in his or her given sport, wrote Awful Announcing. If anything, people default to overrating the deceased athletic achievements. It's not that different outside of sports. When a person goes, especially at such a young age, the natural human tendency is to remember that person's good qualities and ignore the human imperfections. On occasion, people were bad enough in life that their flaws must be immediately mentioned upon their deaths, but Haskins did not qualify. Furthermore, we can't overlook the last thing that Brandt said. "We don't know why Haskins was on the freeway." ESPN's initial report cited Florida Highway Patrol spokesperson Lieutenant Indiana Miranda saying that. But we also don't know if the driver who hit him had been drinking. That may end up being reported, but none of the initial reports have indicated that alcohol was a factor at all. Brandt including that is highly irresponsible at this point.